Hey everybody, got something exciting going on today. I'm going to be changing out my rear diff from an open diff to a Powertrax Lock-Right lunchbox locker. And also I'm going to change out the diff cover. Hopefully this will fit to a hardened diff cover with some supports here. Hopefully it'll handle a bit more power since I'm running an LS in this thing. Also got some brake parts cleaner, some bearing grease, replacement gear oil, a torque wrench, and some sockets. Got some gear oil gasket maker to seal it all back up together, keep that gear oil in. So first up, what I've done is I've lifted the car up, put it on some jack stands, got a light right there, and pulled the wheels off. Got a drain pan underneath it. So we're going to get under here with a 1/2-inch socket, crack those bolts on the diff cover, and drain the diff. Now I got the diff drain. There's a little 5/16 bolt that holds this pin in. So you pull that out, and you should be able to slide this lock pin out. Boom. And then you should be able to remove these spider gears by turning the wheel. This might be hard to see, but this is the best angle I got. So next up, I got my axle pushed all the way in. This one's pushed all the way out. I'm gonna slide in this gear here. Slide this axle. I got this in, and here's the axle. Might be hard to see, but there's the axle sticking out. So I'm gonna take the keyway, slide the keyway in, and then push the axle out a little bit. There we go, that should be flush. Okay, now I'm going to put the center link in. Everything's greased. And I'll show you how I set that up on the other side. So here's one half of the Powertrax locker. It consists of 3 pieces. So you've got your inner gear here. This is going to slide on the axle. Axle clip goes in here. You've got your outer bearing that this gear rides on. That sits on here. And then you've got 4 pins and 4 springs, 2 on each side. So on this side with the notches, the corresponding side is going to have a notch on the other side. So what I did is I put a ton of grease in here, dropped the pins on those sides, pins on the corresponding sides. This slides in, lines up, you run the dowel pin through, and then you spin the diff. And when you have an open window notch like that, you take a pick and you slide the pin over and then slide a spring into this window notch. The springs and pins will allow this centerpiece to lift up and turn when we're in a turn, and then when we give it the juice, it locks up and turns both wheels at the same time. I'm gonna get this side all prepped. It's easier if I just get it done, and then I'll show you how we connect the 2 halves together. Got the lunchbox locker in right here. We got 2 pins on either side with a spring that should allow it to lock and unlock. Can you turn the wheel for me? Oh. See, now both sides are moving together and they're locked together instead of one side free spinning. So we're good to go. Now we're going to clean this surface up and mount the new diff cover on. So here's everything installed. So the next day I had to leave it overnight to let the RTV dry here. So I got the lunchbox locker all put in. It's ratcheting the right way. Got it all cleaned up. Then I put all these screws in with the bead of RTV on the differential cover. Torqued them down in a star pattern to 25 foot-pounds. Then it has these 2 feet that screw in right here. Torque those down to 10 foot-pounds with some thread sealant, and then torque the lock nuts down to 10 foot-pounds. So next what I'm going to do is put about maybe 1.5 quarts of gear oil in, close this up, and then I'm going to use the factory fill up top here, which I'll show you in a little bit. Pro tip, when you go to fill up your gear oil in your diff, take a piece of hose and hose clamp it to the tip here. It'll give you a better angle when you go to fill it up. And then you can just take this cap off, pull the seals off, and move them over. All right, let's go fill this thing up. Torque these down to 25 foot-pounds with some thread locker. Put about 1.5 quarts of gear oil here, and then there's there's another fill plug. Let me go right up here. Put the other 1.5 quarts, tighten that down. 25 foot-pounds with some thread sealant. We're good to go. I've got 2 things to finish up on the transmission before we take this thing out and try it out.